All right, folks, well, the first step in doing the rear differential is to take off the skid plate, which is actually half of the bolts here too, and it's also attached up there by some bolts. I don't know if you can see them. You can see one of them right there, silver one, or the sort of gold looking one. Anyway, so we'll get this off and then we'll continue with everything else. So the mileage this is being changed at is 6,600 miles, and the reason why that is so early is I have opted to install my own quality synthetic gear lube pretty much close to the beginning of the service life of the vehicle, and that's obvious. I just want to do that. It cost me a little extra money to do that because I had to pay for the gear lube, but I do all the work myself, so it's really not a huge cost. I intend to change it about every 25,000 miles after this, and that's just because it's going to be semi-severe duty in the sense that I'll be off-roading it, a fair amount, and not a crazy amount, but probably certainly more than most people. And I just think I'd rather have the fluid that I select in there versus what Ford has in there to begin with. Okay, so I dropped this job for like about a day or so, and that was because I couldn't figure out how to get these things off of these right here. Where are they? Right there. So now that I have those, I just pulled them off because I couldn't figure out what kind of bit that was, and I'll do that when I get it in a more accessible location maybe. So I pulled these off, and like I said, the bottom ones are 12. I added those because they go with the skid plate. The ones up here are 10, and then the two that hold the little keeper here are like 13 millimeter. So we got 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and then 13 millimeter. So I'll get these off and then tell you what kind of bit those require, or if you're just supposed to yank them off like that. Okay, I don't think I've ever had this happen before, but before I could get all the bolts out, it started leaking. So I have a mess on the floor right there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, a little wet spot. Not a huge deal. I have a painted floor, so I can clean it up pretty easily. But I don't think I've ever had that happen. My Ford Rangers and F-150s, I think, basically I've always had to pry this stinking thing off. I mean, carefully and all that, but the seal has always been kept pretty tight until I do that. So I was not prepared. So just, have the pan ready, when you start doing this. And it sat there with all but two of them out for more than a day and didn't leak a thing. But I guess these two last pieces were the dam that held back the reservoir. So anyway, just word to the wise, have a pan ready. Well, naturally it would have been cool to watch that fall off and have that on videotape, but I did not, so I missed that. It just fell off by itself. So I guess I don't have to wait. It's pretty much drained out, and this is supposed to be a reusable gasket, I think. Oh yeah, here's the gasket. Gasket is on there. And I didn't pry it all, so this is actually like a good thing, because there's no issues with messing up the gasket. I think it should just be able to be reused. It's threaded to get these things on, and then they just push on there, and then that's it. So you needed I think it was 13 millimeter for this, of course, deep socket. Okay, as you can see, I got the cover off and mostly cleaned up. I'll wipe it down one more time. I did take out the plug. I got all the junk around the plug, mostly. I guess I'll hit that. So it's probably got some sealer. I don't know that I'll put any on there. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. Just gonna leave it loose for now. Obviously it's a fill plug, so I'll need to undo it. And I'll pick up when we're putting the thing back on.
So for whatever reason, I didn't film the part where I put the fluid back into the rear differential. So you take out this fill plug right here, and then you can put in basically 2 quarts. A lot of times people will fill up until it comes out of the end. You know, I don't know which one you want to do. I mean, probably the 2 quarts is fine. And they say 63.6 ounces, which is just under, it's like 1.9 something quarts. So you're probably safe to do that. Anyways, if you like this video, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. And if you want to see more videos about the Bronco, the Ford Flex, or the F-150, you can hit the subscribe button as well. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.